Good morning, children. Welcome to today's the biology class. The last class we discussed about the changes during puberty. Under that we learned the two side headings. The first one is change in the height, and the second one is change in the shape. Okay. And today class we'll study the third point. The first we're going to study about the voice change, and the second one is increased activity of the sweat and sebaceous glands, and the third one is the development of sex organs, and fourth one is reaching mental, intellectual and emotional maturity, and fifth is secondary sexual characteristics, and the sixth topic we are going to learn is role of hormones. Okay, first one is voice change, second is increased activity of sweat and sebaceous glands, third is development of sex organs, and fourth is reaching mental, intellectual and emotional maturity, and fifth is secondary sexual characteristics, and the last one is role of hormones. Okay, when it's coming to the voice change during the puberty in boys, the voice box, that's also called as sound box, or also we'll also call it as an larynx, and it begins to grow in the boys during the puberty stage. That is the reason what will happen in boys, the voice box size will be the larger and it protrudes out. Protrudes out means if you look this particular picture, it will be clear here. The tracheal region, the larynx, it will be above that. It will be protrudes outside. It comes outside. And that this is nothing but we'll call it as an Adam's apple. Because of this particular Adam's apple, the boys, they have the deep pitch voice. Sometimes during this particular age, growing age, 11 to 13 years age, the boy's voice, it will be little bit harsh, and it may stays at least a few months as slowly, and it will becomes to the normal voice. Okay, that is the change we'll see in a boys during the onset of the puberty. Okay, yes. Whereas come to the girls, the voice box or the larynx, it is very small in size. It is not visible outside. Okay, and the girls' voice, they have a high-pitched voice when you compare with the boys. The boys have the low-pitched voice and deep-pitched voice. Deep-pitched voice, and whereas coming to the girls have a high-pitched voice. These are the changes we'll see in the boys and the girls, and during when the onset of puberty. And the second one is increased activity of the sweat as well as sebaceous glands. Okay, during this particular age, and we can see the sweat production will be more, and the smell is little bit a pungent smell. It comes from both the boys as well as from the girls even too. Okay, and sebaceous glands are also called as an oil glands, and because of this oil glands, the production of the oil, it will be begins, and the skin, it will become like as pimples will be appear on the face. Facial pimples will be appear, as well as they'll suffer with the acne problem, skin rashes, skin itching, because of excess releasing of this, or otherwise we can say the start releasing of the sebaceous secretions and sweat secretions. Because of that, both the boys and the girls, they suffer with this particular problem, acne as well as pimples on the face. Okay, whereas coming to the, just look this particular picture, how this the skin become suffered, got the pimples as well as acne in both the boys and the girls will see here. Okay, whereas third one, if you third point is the development of sex organs. Okay, we already studied in the previous topic in a human reproductive system. I explained once. Let me recollect that. The male reproductive organ is we can say the testis, and male reproductive gamete is the sperm. Okay, the sperm production, it begins in this during this particular age. Okay, yes, and whereas coming to the females, the Female reproductive organ is ovaries, and female reproductive gamete is the ova. Okay, so the production of the sperm as well as the production of the ova begins during this particular age. Okay, yes. So the development of sex organs, it will be start during this particular age. You already studied that, children, in the female reproductive system. When the baby girl is there in the mother womb itself, this primary oocyte follicles are there in the female the system, but the production of this the follicle will be developed with the help of this follicle stimulating hormone, which is produced by the pituitary gland. That's what we are going to study now again. Okay, so because of this follicle primary oocyte, it will be developed like as a ova. So the production of ova begins only after the maturity menstrual process, that is called as an process is releasing of ova from the ovaries is known as an ovulation. Okay, yes. So the fourth point is reaching mental, intellectual and an emotional maturity till begins. So no need to worry about this this particular maturity changes. Okay, mentally just there will be a little bit emotional, they'll feel, and intellectual, they know that what is right and what is bad, what is good, what is wrong, and all they can intellectually, they are in the enough status to decide and to take the decisions also. Okay, because of this particular changes, you no need to worry anything. These are all the development process. It will be the natural course, and for everybody's this this process it will be occur. That's the reason you no need to worry anything. Just balanced way, we have to keep yourself and to move the further life. Okay, so intellectual development and the social development and the mental and emotional development, it will be begins only during this particular, only beginning, not then the matured and end stage we can say, the beginning stage for this. So because of that beginning stage, there will be the fluctuations of your thinking and all that, but no need to worry and take the good decision. Okay, yes. And the fifth one is secondary sexual characteristic features. So as whenever these hormones it will be released, the male reproductive hormone, it is called as a testosterone, and female reproductive hormones like as estrogen and the progesterone. As these hormones are released during this particular stage, then what will happen means secondary sexual characteristic features will also develop. In boys, the secondary sexual characteristic features comes the muscle growth and mustache and the beard and facial hair growth, and all this comes under the secondary sexual characteristic features. Whereas coming to the girls, the growth of the breast and the waist, it will be in size, it will be increased, under armpits hair growth, and all this it will become under the secondary sexual characteristics in both the boys as well as in the girls. Okay, and these characteristic features are influenced, are controlled by the last point, that it will be called as a role of hormones. Let me say about that. Actually, what is called as a hormone? Hormone is nothing but, you will call it as a chemical substances, and these chemical substances are directly they released into the bloodstreams. We have the separate system for this particular process releasing of the hormones. That particular system only we will call it as an endocrine system. So this endocrine system has an endocrine glands, and these endocrine glands are also called as the ductless glands, and these many ductless glands are there, but which gland is connected to this reproductive process means the pituitary gland. Pituitary gland releases a size of the pituitary gland is a peanut size, and it will be present on the ventral side of the brain, and it releases the many hormones. Out of these hormones, first one of the hormone is a FSH, that is called as a follicle stimulating hormone, and this hormone is helpful to produce or the development of the sperms. And LH hormone is there. The full form of this LH hormone is luteinizing hormone, and this particular hormone, it will be helpful to develop or the mature the follicles in the female reproductive system. Okay, children. So just once look this particular picture, how these hormones are releases into the blood. The hormones they release into the blood streams, from the blood streams, and it will be directed to the target tissues. The target tissues means wherever it will be necessary, and there it will be goes and it will be shows the function. Just now I said the pituitary gland. Pituitary gland, it will be present on the ventral side of the brain, very small gland, and it influences all other parts. So it influences especially the gonads, like as the testes as well as the ovaries in the male and boys and the girls. Because of the influence of this pituitary gland hormone, the production of this testosterone and estrogen and progesterone, it will be worked out. Not only that, the pituitary gland also releases another hormone called as an oxytocin. With the help of this oxytocin and the mammary gland production, it will be begins in the girls, and that it will be helpful for the ejection of the milk during after the childbirth in the mother. Okay, children. So that's all about how this role of hormones it will be takes place. There are different endocrine glands are also there, and they shows the different functions that we are going to study in the next topic, children. Okay, children, that's all for today. Stay safe at home, and I'll forward the PDF for this particular topic and note down the points. Thank you, and we will meet once again.